Calaroga Shark Media.
Busy one today. Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. We are 9 days out from Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary special. They have announced the first round of guests. It includes several frequent hosts, the Five Timers Club, Tom Hanks, Steve Martin, Scarlett Johansson, Paul Simon, Martin Short, and Woody Harrelson. Also set to appear Adam Driver, Ayo Edebiri, Bad Bunny, okay, Dave Chappelle, John Mulaney, Kim Kardashian, of course, Miley Cyrus, Paul McCartney, Pedro Pascal, Peyton Manning, Quinta Brunson, Robert De Niro, and Sabrina Carpenter. With that list, maybe Amy Schumer will get invited. Who knows? More guests will be announced in the days leading up to the special. Now, because of the special, this is fun if you're a Letterman fan like me. Paul Shaffer and the World's Most Dangerous Band are returning to NBC. They will fill in for the Roots next week on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon because the Roots are off working on SNL50. The Roots will be the house band for SNL50, the homecoming concert on Friday night, a week from tonight. Paul Shaffer told Billboard, "I'll be reuniting the World's Most Dangerous Band for 4 super fun shows with Jimmy. We hope to finally get right all the mistakes we made with Dave." They did this once before. They were the Tonight Show's fill-in band once in February of 2023 when the Roots were in LA attending the Grammy Awards. Prior to becoming Letterman's musical director, Paul Shaffer was a member of the SNL band for most of its first 5 years. So that's all fun. Sticking with late night, this got announced on probably too busy of a day to announce it. I hope this doesn't get swallowed, but the Night of Too Many Stars is coming back. Night of Too Many Stars benefits Next for Autism, a nonprofit organization that creates and supports programs for people with autism. It was founded by Robert Smigel, a.k.a. Triumph, in 2003 following his son's autism diagnosis. Night of Too Many Stars, March 31st, will include great lineup here. Ronnie Chang, James Austin Johnson, the Please Don't Destroy guys, Chris Rock. Unfortunately, Adam Sandler probably doing comedy. Hopefully, he'll just do a dramatic reading of one of his serious movies and hopefully doesn't do any comedy. And please, for the love of God, do not do a song. Sarah Sherman and Max Weinberg. Jon Stewart will be your host. Now, for some reason, this next group of people don't make the initial paragraph, so apparently they are not as famous as the first group. So group 2, Alex Edelman, Susie Essman, Jeff Garland, Sam Morrill, and, quote, too many more to come. That's exciting. Keep an eye on that one. In the 4 spot today, and normally this would be the leadoff, that's why I'm saying it's such a busy day, the Moontower Comedy Festival announced its full lineup. Moontower, April 9th through April 19th. We are told at the Paramount Theater, you'll see Chris DiStefano. The Paramount will also host performances from Alex Edelman and Janelle James. Over at the State Theater, Pauly Shore and K. Trevor Wilson. He's a fantastic Canadian comedian who should be on your radar. I like him a lot. Also, Aparna Nancherla. Previously announced, Adam Ray's Dr. Phil Live, one of my favorite things of last year. Atsuko Akatsuka, I think she's fantastic. The not-so-canceled Aziz Ansari, I'm not really a fan there for many reasons. Brad Williams, Hank Azaria, and the EZ Street Band. You're still doing that, Hank? Okay. Janine Garofalo, John Waters, Maria Bamford, Pete Holmes, Tiffany Haddish, Zarna Garg, and more. I had pulled up the website here just so we could take a quick look at the calendars. Let me just skim this quick. So April 9th, Edelman, Aparna, Aziz, K. Trevor. April 10th, Azaria, Pauly Shore, Aziz, K. Trevor. The 11th, Caitlin Riley, Mae Martin, Pauly Shore, Chris DiStefano. The 12th, Josh Johnson, Ricky Lindholm, Handsome Live, which is Tig Notaro, Fortune Feemster, Mae Martin, I guess recording their podcast there, and Josh Johnson. April 13th, Tiffany Haddish. The 15th, Brad Williams. The 16th has a couple group shows plus Maria Bamford and Morgan J. Oh, yeah, it really kicks in there. Oh, there is a ton of shows here. All right, I'm not going to read all these. So you get the idea. Hit austintheater.org if you want to get the full schedule, or do what I did and Google Moontower Comedy Schedule, and it will come up. It is Super Bowl weekend, and the New York Post caught up with Jeff Ross. He's doing a Beecher's Madhouse show. The Post tells us Beecher's Madhouse revolutionized live entertainment and first debuted at the theater at MSG in 2002. It is a circus-like show that can't be properly explained without being experienced, although Jeff Ross said it's a circus inside a comedy show, inside a pride parade, inside an orgy, inside Super Bowl weekend, all that wrapped up into one hilarious, amazing night. Ross says, Beecher treated me like I was famous before I was famous. That's one of the reasons we're friends. On Gossip Corner, TMZ has an update on that Corey Holcomb story. TMZ writes, comic Christina Payne says Corey Holcomb is lying about their physical altercation outside a popular club. TMZ writes, she says he hit her and not the other way around, as Corey's now claiming. TMZ did their TMZ thing and says our photographer asked her about Corey's recent legal filing, which was a restraining order request, where he alleged she sucker punched him. Christina tells TMZ Corey is flipping the narrative when he's really the attacker here. Christina claims she's been beefing with Corey for 12 years, ever since he offered her a job on a radio show, and says she rebuffed his sexual advances. She says he threatened to super sock this B word back in June, and she says she has witnesses who heard his alleged threat. We'll keep an eye on this one, and it was a lot more fun to talk about when we were speculating on why or why not Corey Holcomb's wrist was broken. Lad Bible covered a story. Apparently, Natalie Cuomo got into it with a heckler, and this went somewhat viral, 865,000 views on TikTok. As the story goes, Natalie was closing out her weekend shows in D.C. when someone in the front row hit back after she joked that, quote, this little man was in a relationship with his friend. Apparently, Cuomo kept it cool. The guy kept commenting. She amped up and said, there's so many people coming together to be supportive, and you're putting negative. The report says she then continued as she took to shouting in his face, saying, no, look me in the eyes. You're putting negative effing energy out there. This is the last show of my effing weekend. Look me in the effing eyes. It's a sold-out show, and you want to say mean stuff to me? Don't effing do that. The audience member ended up leaving and texted his friend to call Cuomo a effing clown. Cuomo read out his messages, including, I did warn you I would get kicked out. Okay. One audience member said, I've never seen a comedian scream at an audience member because they're being heckled. Comedians that can't take a joke is actually so cringe. Others were more supportive. Let's head on over to Rotten Tomatoes and check in on Amy Schumer's Kinda Pregnant. It debuted with a 15% score with only 13 reviews from critics generating that score. So the score could fluctuate, could get up into the high 90s, could happen. The audience score started at 27% with over 100 fans weighing in on the film. Got a press release. I'm reading this because it's just vaguely interesting to me. It involves Joe Rogan's club. So the press release reads, Squad Up, a leading provider of white label ticketing and event management solutions, today announced its newest partnership with Comedy Mothership, Joe Rogan's Austin-based flagship comedy club, blah, 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 blah. So I'm curious to see what they're humble bragging about. Mobile-first ticketing, simplified purchasing and check-in processes designed to enhance audience convenience. Yeah, and then they probably make me put my phone in a bag. Thanks, guys. Custom branding, a ticketing experience that reflects Comedy Mothership's unique identity. Fine. This is interesting. I think we could see a lot more of this coming up. Personalized delayed delivery QR ticket codes. That's to guard against reseller price gouging. So, you clowns that buy Taylor Swift tickets and then think you're going to resell them for $1 trillion if Taylor finds out about this technology. All right, that's interesting. On-site support, professional assistance to ensure a smooth experience for both guests and staff at every event. Real-time insights are tools to help organizers optimize operations and gain valuable insights into audience behavior and patron experiences. Sounds to me like we're tracking you so we can make some more money. Jody Barton is the general manager of Comedy Mothership and said, live comedy thrives on making connections and creating lasting memories for all participants. Partnering with Squad Up allows us to bring that level of personalization along with the highest quality experience to Comedy Mothership's event ticketing as a unique, intimate venue that reaches global audiences. We're excited to be providing this value to fans regularly visiting from around the country and world. And that is your comedy news for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. If you have found this via the relatively new 24/7 YouTube loop, it's an audio podcast. There's no video. I think you've figured that out by now. The audio version comes out at 3:05 a.m. Eastern, 7 days a week. Grab a podcast app and hit follow. Or if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. All good. Appreciate y'all. Thank you all for listening. Everyone feel encouraged to join us in the Facebook group, which is Daily Comedy News Podcast Group. You will be asked some very basic questions to make sure that you're not a porn bot. Some porn bots have been trying to join the group this week, and the auto bouncer was like, no, you are not coming into this group. And thank you to the human moderators who are pretty active in the group and help me get rid of some of the shady stuff when I'm not paying attention. Johnny Mac goes to bed pretty darn early. But I'm also up early, and I also tend to have insomnia. So, I pass out at 10-something, but then I'm on my phone for an hour at 3 a.m. checking in on this stuff, and I'm like, oh, the moderators got rid of that one. Thank you, moderators. All right, see you tomorrow.